were talking about this. What you appreciate about this matchup, the team-first mindset on both sides.
Very unselfish, and we're going to see guys moving the ball. And Kevin, they play for one another. That's why these clubs rack up so many assists.
And the starting group for the Spurs, sharing the wing spots, it's Vassell and Johnson. Then it's Collins, and it's the Wizard, and it's Sohan in at the four-shot. Johnson, the pass to Vassell. He's off on that one. So Phoenix will take it the other way. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Rarely frazzled. They play with a pretty even temperature, in my opinion, throughout this entire game.
And the sheer muscle of Ayton. Sometimes he's impossible to stop on the way up.
The Wizard passes to Vassell. Lets it go from 11. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Passes it to Okogie. Back to Paul. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
A towering presence on the offensive glass. Ayton uses his height well to keep possessions alive.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
They get it back. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Ayton's got 6.
And this is where Ayton does the most damage. Inside, feels like he can score on anyone.
Scooped up.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
The shot's good from Paul.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow. They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Manu Ginobili, Hall of Fame class of 2022. He played his entire career in San Antonio. And in 2003, Manu's rookie season, we won a ring together.
And seeing Manu as a rookie, Smitty, what were your early impressions?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, Kevin, he was unpredictable. He was definitely NBA ready. He had already been a pro for 7 years before he came over, and he played an important role for us winning that title.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Pass to Vassell. Here's Sohan. He had 15 points last outing.
And talking about a franchise that has done a complete 180, no further than the Phoenix Suns. Before 2021, they hadn't even been to the playoffs in 10 years.
San Antonio shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. In just 4 seasons, Phoenix, Greg, went from last in the conference to the best record in the entire NBA. It's been an unbelievable story.
And there's a lot of talent on this team, not to mention a great coach in Monty Williams. The future is bright for this franchise.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Vassell, the pass to Collins. Will it go? And the rejection by Ayton.
And using that wide reach to reject shots. Ayton can't afford to throw up weak stuff around the big fella.
Here's the Wizard, guarded by KD. Here's Vassell. That shot is off. Great D that time from Durant. Here's Booker. A rebound by the Spurs. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Yeah, they look right at home, except they weren't. Great job of blocking out the noise.
Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
San Antonio
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, when KD asked out, you knew the Nets would get a king's ransom. Perhaps the biggest star trade we've seen in decades. But with KD on this team, they are right in the thick of it as far as contending.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the San Antonio Spurs. Still without a basket in the game. Zohan, the pass to the Wizard. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And it's Phoenix's ball. Right now on a 14-0 run. Here's Booker. The layup off target.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had.
And with the addition, Greg, of the play-in tournament, we're seeing more meaningful games here late in the season.
Yeah, we're seeing teams battle for positioning more than ever. You have multiple teams trying to secure that 6th seed to avoid the play-in.
T.J. Warren, he's checked in for the Suns. And then Durant with the dunk.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
Now, here's Vassell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Here's KD, and he comes up with the deuce.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
Here's Johnson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's the Wizard. Collins trying to break free. The Wizard can't hit. Phoenix leading by 18. Outside Warren. Takes the 13-footer. It's not going to go for him. And the Spurs going the other way now. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
A lottery pick. Devin Vassell has turned into a big-time talent. Someone who will be a force in this league for years to come.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Paul. Coming off a stellar performance against Oklahoma City. Down low. And Ayton the bucket on the assist by Paul. That's now 8 points for DeAndre Ayton.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Johnson against Warren. Over to the left wing. The Wizard. And the three off target.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
And it also shows you how difficult this game is. He's just a little bit off, but it can result in missing everything.
Here's the Wizard. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. Here's the Wizard. Chalk up two there.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Suns leading by 19 points. To the paint. Here's Paul. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact. And he'll go to the line for two.
And we talk about the playmaking.
Here's San Antonio now. And Greg, what separates Paul from the other two guys that have more career assists is that Paul also averaged 18 points a game.
And he scores with efficiency. Really a one-of-a-kind talent. When he finally does decide to hang him up, I think he'd make a great head coach as well.
Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. Ayton is out there with Durant, and it's Okogie in at small forward. So that's the Suns 5 as we get into the second quarter. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, the Wizard in the last time out against the Kings really lit up the floor. He scored 48 points and seemed to pick apart the defense all night with a ton of assists. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, that's what it means to be unselfish, putting the team's interests first. As you say, he just wants to come away with the W.
Here's the Wizard. He had a career game last time out, bucket after bucket. And you know, for so long, many joked about how the Spurs were always too old, right? Too old, too slow, too stuck in their same ways. But that's changing.
Well, I was on a couple of those teams too, Kevin. I remember well, people said that the Spurs were too old and needed to get younger. And over the last few years, they've done exactly that.
Now here's Booker. He had 28 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable.
And here is Vassell. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
First personal foul.
Smitty, you know, when you watch an NBA game today, it seems like there is endless switching, positionless players. Why is that?
Kevin, it's a game of matchups. Teams are looking to exploit those mismatches.